I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll talk about how to pronounce visual. So this word has some unusual sounds that are a little less common in English and a little bit confusing because of how they're spelled. Particularly, I'm talking about the zh sound. So we'll break down that sound, give you some help with it, as well as walking you through the other sounds in the word visual. Visual has first syllable stress, so the vi or vij syllable is long and the ual syllables are shorter. The first vowel, letter I, is the I sound, just like in it or is. So you can think about it is visual to help you with that vowel to get that to match. Watch out that it doesn't go too tense. You don't want it to be visual, but rather relax the tongue, visual. Then this zh sound, we don't really have a consistent way of spelling it. In this word, letter S is saying the zh sound. In other words, I guess it's frequently letter S, but of course because S says the S and the Z and the sh sounds as well, it can be challenging. I've rewritten it here for you with the letters ZH. That's because the zh sound is just like the sh sound, except that my voice is on. So if I'm saying a word like vicious with that sh sound, my tongue is back for the sh. A lot of air can come out and that sound can continue. And but my voice isn't on when I say shh. Then if I turn my voice on, but I keep my mouth in the same position, zh, that's when I get this zh sound, which, again, so I think of the ZH as a voiced version of the SH. So that's one way of representing it. You can also learn this symbol for the zh that will help you, and then just kind of figure out words that you know that have zh that can help you kind of solidify and understand that it's its own sound, even though it's represented with letter S. I often think of words like measure when I think of the zh sound. It's also very rarely at the start of words. For example, in genre, that's a zh sound that comes from the French. So we only have the zh pretty much in the middle. In some words, it may be at the end, like in massage or garage, but some Americans will say those words with a j sound instead. So this zh sounds a little elusive. Practice the sh, then turn your voice on, and then start to listen for how you hear native speakers say words like visual and measure. Once I have my first syllable, my vij sound, I move on to my ual syllables, and letter U in this word, sorry, I made a mistake here in my representation. It needs to have a y, a glide. I've written that here with the word you because it does sound just like you, visual. And then it ends with a dark L with a schwa sound before it. Because I'm moving from the oo, the rounded sound, to the unrounded schwa, ooal, you can hear how there's a little bit of a W gliding happening there. That's simply because we use vowel to vowel linking here, where we're moving from a rounded to unrounded vowel. We end up with a little bit of a w sound. You won't see it in the dictionary in the IPA, and you don't need to pronounce it intensely, not you wool. You don't have to fully close the lips and release them, but just naturally link those two, visual, and you'll hear a little bit of a w sound. Sometimes it just helps to see it there to know that that sound is happening. Again, we have the dark L, ol, at the end of this word, visual, ol. You can either reach the tip of the tongue high, or it doesn't have to fully close, but what you want is to really have that kind of moving from the schwa sound, the ol, into the L. Finally, once you can say visual by itself, do try practicing it in some short phrases so it comes more easily and naturally to you in your everyday speech. For example, he's a visual learner, the visuals in that presentation were very good, etc. If we make it plural, visuals, the letter S is a Z sound in this case. Thank you for this request. You'll also find this zh sound, a similar word that I covered in a previous video would be usual, same kind of jewel ending, just a u at the beginning of that one as well. So visual, usual. I also cover it in detail in a video I have about the word version, so that you can say that word as well. Again, because it's a sound that we use just the letter S for and it doesn't say an S sound, it can be a little bit tricky. Getting a little bit more help for the S, the Z, the SH, and the ZH sounds, that whole area. And also, I would say for the J sound that you see it has this symbol in it, or S, the different sounds it can make. And then my online course, The Sounds of American English, can walk you through each of these sounds, how it's spelled, what words it's in, what accent error patterns you might have on it, and how to correctly use these sounds so that you can pronounce any word that you want in American English. Check out that Sounds of English course on our website, speechmodification.com, on our courses page. All of our online courses are either free or available for under $2, so they're a really inexpensive resource for you to build a foundation for American English pronunciation. It's Friday today, which means I'll be back at 12 o'clock Seattle time, 3 o'clock Eastern time here in the US with my live class on YouTube. For that class, you can attend by clicking the link, joining, and if you have questions, you can type them in the chat and I'll answer them for you live. So we talk about words, phrases, sounds, anything to follow up from our videos on our channel, or just questions that you have regarding American English. I'd be happy to answer them for you. It's a great resource because sometimes hearing other people's questions can really help you with things you didn't realize about your own speech. And of course, it's an opportunity to talk with me directly about the things that you're working on that you need help with. So I hope I'll see you there later today. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Hope to see you later today.